Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Welcome back, dear students. So we are on part B of online lecture number 2 of the mobile application development course. So we were developing a coffee ordering app, and we did a lot of things. In the last step, we used intents. Specifically, we used implicit intents, and we see that how we can pass data from one activity or from one app to another app. We are going to study implicit intents and explicit intents later on in detail, but for now, at least for this app, we are going to use implicit intents. Remember, implicit intents are used in those situations where you do not know the exact name of your destination app or activity. So you do not know about it, but you can just guess it. Okay, I'm going to mail, and a lot of other apps pops up, and they encourage you, or they prompt you to select one of app out of many. So there could be a Yahoo app, a Hotmail app, a Gmail app, or any other mailing app, and out of that you have to then select one app. So for that purpose you use the implicit intent. For that with that, let me go to our good friend Android Studio. So far we completed developing our app. In the last lecture, we added this create order summary um, function where order was created, and then up there you can see that okay, we created the order summary, and then we displayed it, and then we use implicit intent to go to another app in order to place our order. So in this implicit intent, first we did was we just created an implicit intent. So there are many other implicit intent. If you just hover your mouse cursor over here, so you can see that this is android.content public class. This is a public class intent. It extends object, and it implements other thing. So you can just read out that what is an intent. An intent is abstract description of operation to be performed. It can be used with start activity, to launch an activity, and there are other description which you can read. For now I'm just going to ignore it. So in order to define an implicit intent, you write the name of the class intent and the reference variable name, and then the assignment operator, and then you use the new keyword to create the object, and then you call the constructor and pass it on this argument, which is intent.action underscore send to. This means that you are using a type of implicit intent which will be responsible for sending some data to some app. So that app can be a web browser, that can be a mailing app, any other thing. But in order to further filter out our search, we set the intent to, we set the data to, we use the URI class and the method of URI class called parse, where we pass a mail to constant, string constant. It means that we are going to use any app that is capable of sending email to some other application. Okay, so with that we put some data. Then we put the subject, the heading, and the subject was that we are going to order a coffee for any person. Well, that will be the name of the person who is using the app. And then we put the text by using the parameter called intent.extraText. So this means that we are, with this implicit intent, we are carrying the body of the order, which is order summary, it was the summary which we created. And then we have to check if the intent does not gives any error. So we just write intent.resolve activity. This is used in order to check whether or not the corresponding mailing app is present or not. So if we call this get package manager function, which is responsible for searching out different apps, mailing apps, and then finding out if it is unable to search a single app, then it will be not it will be equal to null. So at that point we will go to the next line. But in our case it will match with an email app, because we have email apps in the emulator, and then it will start the activity. So with that, let me once again I have let me run it on emulator. I have downloaded another emulator. So far you can see I have Pixel 3 API level 29, Pixel XL API level 29, and this is the new emulator Nexus 6P API level 30. So you can see over here, if I go to this AVD manager, so recently I have downloaded it. The size on disk is 8.6, and you can see some other properties, and I have enabled the Google API option. So this was important because otherwise I will not have Google Play Store or Google Apps installed on my emulator. So that is why I used it. You can always go to create virtual device and you can select any one and then click next. Yeah, it's very easy, but the important point is that you should have good internet connection. Okay, I'm going to click cancel and I'm going to close this window. My emulator is already running, so you can see that this is my emulator. So I can just ignore this. Yes, this is our app. So once again, I'm going to run this app in order to show you that how this app is installed. So Gradle is doing its jobs. The success operation succeeded, and then we can go to our emulator. This is a beautiful Nexus 6P API level 30 emulator. It has a large screen, so I mean it is very comfortable and very easy to work with such type of app. So here I'm going to give and the name. So I'm going to give the name of a person who is using this app. He is called Mars, and then we can give the address like room number 23 Cust hostel B Cust. Okay, so this is the address from where the student is giving the address. I'm going to just select whipped cream and leave the chocolate because Mars do not likes chocolate with the coffee, and the quantity will be 2. If I click this order button now, I will see the summary over here, and immediately I will be transferred to another app, email app, because we have used the implicit intent. So clicking on order here, you can see that summary. But here an email app has been opened, and you can see now that this is the subject. The subject is coffee order for Mars, and this is the summary. And you can put email of anyone. Like I'm going to use one of my own email, but it is yes, for sure it is an email address of the coffee ordering app shop or the administration or whatever you call it. So okay, this looks fine, and I'm going to send it, and you have placed the order, and we return, and you can see we scroll is enabled, and this is your summary. You can check it by yourself, and then if you want to place other order, you can place it. So this is a very simple but very effective app. You can use it, you can modify it. It's your assignment to modify it and to add some more stuff as well. Okay, so for now, let me summarize whatever we have learned. So while developing this app, first we installed the Android Studio, and then Android Studio recommends you to design and code for app. For designing, we use XML, whereas for coding, we use the Java file, or you can also use C++ or Kotlin or any other language. You can add plugins. So the design is placed in activity underscore main, which tells the layout of our file. So you can see this XML code, and this is the layout of our app. You can go to code, where you can see only the code, the split. Simultaneously you can see the design and the code, and then the design option. And then Android Studio also recommends you to place colors in separate files, dimension in separate files, string in string file, whereas styles in style files. All the icons of the app goes in MapApp folder, whereas the picture, the audio, etc., other stuff goes inside the drawable folder. And then we have this main activity. The manifest is like a boss activity, which holds some important information that is necessary in order to run your app. So I can go to the main activity app. So you can see we extended the app compact activity class, and then we inflated some elements or objects like edit text, strings, checkboxes, and then is whipped cream, and then we calculate the price, we order the summary, like we create the order summary, and then we display the order summary, and then we use the implicit intent in order to get to a particular app or any other app out of many mailing app, and then we can select one. In my case, I was prompted to go for Yahoo or Hotmail or Live or Gmail. I selected Gmail because I use Gmail, and then you run the app using emulator. So far, you now know how to set up an emulator, how to use it. It's always good to have several emulators if you have a good system, and to check the functionality and the design of your app, how it looks in the real device. So this emulator acts very much like a real device. So with that, I think I should stop here because we have successfully completed this. I'm going to share this code with you on the GitHub, and then I'm going to share the link on the Google group. Till then, take care and Allah Hafiz.